Hey everybody, it's Jim Hagemeyer with Leslie Wells Realty.
Realtor Tom, Leslie Wells Realty.
Tom, we got it made.
Oh, yes.
This is going to be great.
Yes, we fit the big time today.
Today, we're excited about our guest. We have the honor of having the number 70, the offensive tackle of the Oakland Raiders, three-time Super Bowl champion, Henry Lawrence. Welcome. Good to see you, my friend.
It's good to be here.
And you're a great gospel and blues singer. I saw some things, some video on YouTube, and a motivational speaker in the area. So it's our pleasure to have you. It all started for you right here in North Manatee County, in Lincoln High, Palmetto. Tell us about that. How did that start?
Well, it started.
Okay.
We were basically farm workers. And my 9th grade year, we came back from up off the season, harvesting crops, and to play to 9th grade. So, I needed to get in school, started playing, went out for football. And that's when I started playing. I didn't want to start up. We had some pretty good players.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't carry those guys' shot scrap.
Is that right?
Guys like Willie Jones, and Edgy Hart, Chip Nelson. All those guys should have been NFL, NBA Hall of Famers.
All from right here.
All from right here, Palmetto, and a couple of them from Brayton. But that's where it started.
Mm-hmm.
And I played offensive tackle and defensive end. Then they moved me to tight end, defensive end, and I became a little bit better.
See? Yeah. Practice. But also, even then, were you involved in some ministry then? I read somewhere where you sang for migrant workers.
I have done that.
Yeah.
I also time to time sang with the NFL Gospel Choir, and I used to work with the kids at the Manatee County Boot Camp, working with the music, learning songs, and then the chaplain got sick, and they called me up one day.
You're it.
Hey, Henry, I need you to come and preach Sunday. I said, I'm not preaching.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, but Henry, you can do it. And of course, Cheryl was one of the mothers out there, one of the deputies, corrections officers. She the one that threw me under the bus. And I did it. And then actually, it left a void when they closed the boot camp. I thought that it was one of the biggest tragedies for our kids, because we had kids, from Manatee County, but also Sarasota and other counties. And it was truly a great program. And it's still a void.
Yeah, sad. So you were recruited by the late, great John Madden himself.
Yep, that's the first Raider voice that I heard. He called me up, and I was in the dorm, sweating like a pig. And they called me. Kill the telephone. So I went down the hall. On the phone, there's this big burly boy. Yo, come on. Yeah, this is John Madden.
Can you imagine?
From the Oakland Raiders. I had no clue, that. He said, we just drafted you in the first round. And I put the phone and I screamed. The guy said, who got you, man? Who got you? I said, the Raiders. They said, man, they're in the playoffs every year. I said, they are, because I wasn't zeroing in on that.
Yeah.
Because when I was there, guys said, oh man, Dad is playing on Sunday. I could care less.
Yeah.
But these guys, they knew.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, they sent a couple of guys down. Art Shell came down and trained me for a week, and a gentleman named Kevin Corber came down and took me to the gym and showed me how to lift weights, because I really wasn't. And my weights were the orange boxes and the tomato boxes, loading them, and the potatoes, throwing them up. So that was my weight training.
Can you imagine? Yeah. So let me get this straight. 3 Super Bowl wins, 2 Pro Bowls, a Jesse Owens Achievement Award. How do you do that? What's the secret to that? I mean, that just doesn't just happen. No, I mean, you don't hear of that anymore.
Well, Coach Shannon had this talk what he would do with the kids, but even back then, and he still does it time to keep it going. Matter of fact, he turned 100, I think 101 years old.
All right.
Just for him. And that was his thing, just keep it going. Even after they closed Lincoln, I did my senior year at Manatee. And of course, I opened my mouth, stepped out, we walked out. Because it was horrible. They treated the kids like shit.
Yeah.
And we walked out, and I spoke up, and it cost me. I sat on the bench after I started the third game, and I sat on the bench the rest of the season. And I think we may have won one game. Somebody said it might have been two, but I think it was one game that I remember. It was tragic in a sense, but also the blessing, because I grew up learning, you take lemons, make lemonade.
Make it work.
So all of those offers and letters and stuff disappeared. Went and did a couple of recruits programs, went to Tampa with the football, and went to University of South Carolina, was talking with Navy and West Point, a few others. But sitting on the bench, nobody wanted to take the
Nobody
job.
wanted to look. Yeah.
So Southern University recruited me. They stayed with me. And I actually signed. But the guy called, I did a letter of intent. He called me, once I'd be there Friday, to sign you to the national letter. And I won't say it was a mistake, but I opened my mouth and I told Coach Willie Clement, I don't know if you remember him. He passed several years ago, but he was a major impact in my life. And he said, you can't go to Southern. I said, why not? He said, you got to go to Florida A&M. I haven't heard from them. I'm going to Southern. You see, saying you our last hope. So they've never treated the kids right. And you can change that. Coach, I'm going to Southern. And he threatened me. He's a little guy, same size as Coach Shannon. They were about 5'1", 5'2". But I had been with him like 6 years because he got a hold of me my 7th grade year. I took a knife to school and somebody snitched on me. And he had his nose all up in my business, but he helped change my life.
How about that?
Yeah.
So, again, 1974 to 1986 or something like that. That's a long time in the NFL. I see people that have been through that for any length of time and their bodies just beat up. What's changed with that today?
Not much. My body's still beat up.
That was like war back then.
Yeah.
It was war every day. When we played games, I considered it a vacation.
Yeah.
Because we had physical practice every day in training camp twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think they hit once or twice a week, but we go out and have the vets will not come and watch, but they don't allow the guys to intermingle with the active players. And they have their pads on, but they don't have any pads on their legs, knees. So basically, that's what they consider practice. But I'm not hating it. I think I could have played 20 years doing it like that. But the physical abuse for me and for many of the guys was in practice. And during one period, I went to camp at 249 one year. And I had two guys that I played, John Matusak, Charles Pilla. He was 6'10", 335. John Matusak was 6'8", 6'9", 325, and he pulled a train in the strongman NFL company.
Oh, yeah.
I had to practice against those guys every day. So I stayed beat up. So Sunday was like a vacation.
Let me ask you this. What skills did you learn in the NFL that you still use today? I'm thinking maybe team building skills or working with people. Um,
Those are things that I learned throughout my life. My brother was a migrant. Well, my uncle, my grandmama was migrant farm labor contractors, harvesting crops and working with people. So I had a lot of experience doing that. I became involved. I go do payroll, I go pick it up. Sometimes drive the trucks. But working with people is something that I did. I watched my mama do it, watched my grandmama, my uncle, my brothers, and so always had an opportunity to deal with people. And some may, consider they were not people that of quality people, but through my life, a lot of those people were some serious quality people that had done
right.
things that you wouldn't believe that they'd done. Some were professors, teachers, but they decided that they did that life, and I had an opportunity to engage with them. So it was a part of a character builder for me.
So now I'm looking around and I see your name in quite a few places around the area as a motivational speaker and a gospel singer or a rhythm and blues singer. I'm not sure how you describe it. So what have you been up to now? What are you doing in the area?
Well, I haven't been doing much these last 3-4 years. I've not done much at all. I go out occasionally and I do a halftime concert for the Raiders games, do the national anthem from time to time. I perform with the NFL gospel choir, and I've done some recordings. We've not done anything big with it, and I get a chance to intermingle with kids from time to time. I have not, these past few years, I did quite a bit about touring with the Bill Glass Prison Ministry. Bill Glass was an NFL stellar player, and it's a great ministry. So I had a chance to go all over the country.
All right.
Even had a chance to go down to Miami to the boot camp that they still have. And they've actually put a few kids into the NFL out of that boot camp. But that's why I say that eliminating the boot camp was the most tragic thing for our youth, the youth kids, young men, that could have happened. Not just in this county, but statewide. It is something that was really needed to see the transformation. Kids, and I run into some of them. Sheriff Charlie Wells put a program in place. He actually sent all the deputies out to different camps to teach them how to do it. It was way ahead of his time.
How about that? So you've been here a long, long time. As a matter of fact, you're one of the natives, born and raised here. Let's talk about real estate for a minute. Tom and I know a little bit about real estate. What do you think of the growth? What's happening here? What do you see? What's the future in Manatee County?
You tell me, you're the expert.
Huh?
You can tell me, you're the experts. I'm seeing it. It's mind-boggling. But you get an influx coming in like that, drastic changes are taking place.
Yeah.
And a lot of things will have to be being done differently because it has to be. The cost of living is
Called growth, right?
Growth.
Yeah. Great stuff. I appreciate you coming in this morning and chatting a little bit. It's been a pleasure just to meet you and talk a little bit about the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes.
What's the best way to get a hold of you? If we wanted to hire you for maybe a speaking engagement, motivational speaking, we do okay, but sometimes some of us need a little motivation.
Yeah.
Right?
Just write the check.
Okay? Nothing to...
Tell me, hey, Andrew, I got a check for you over here.
Okay.
I'm
You'll be
there.
here, okay? Sounds good. And maybe we'll see you out and about in the gospel choir somewhere, huh?
Okay.
All right, pal. Thanks for
Sounds
coming in
good.
this morning.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. It's Tom and Jim's Awesome Real Estate Adventure. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.